All right, welcome once again to this month's show on What is Your Story with Dr. Robert. Also, remember, once again, we are back. This is a program that happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. only at Romi TV Africa at Dr. Robert Osoro. Yes. So, my brother, so you say that you had started this.
Ulipiga ikaenda kwa wrong number.
Yeah. Hi guys. I go by the name Vincent or Vincent Indimuli. That's my name. Thank you for calling me to be on Romi TV, and that's great to be here.
Thank you, welcome guys. Something
True.
the things we're going about today I don't okay, we're just beginning from here. We want to get it from our side first, so that after doing go about it. I think that can be a before we continue. That's the next.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. You know, about the depression and suicide, many people comes with a lot of stories. They can tell you this and that, and cause you to go to do that thing. Like in Kenya, about something that happened. You can people getting no jobs. There's no job anywhere. When they go to apply for jobs, they be told there's no jobs. After that, they go home struggling each and every day. You see. After that, they go to depression and suicide.
So you don't mean after depression it's directly to suicide?
Yeah, it's about stress. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
But not everyone who is stressed will get to a point of suicide or a point whereby someone thinks they can out take of. You know, when you talk about suicide, this is something that comes to your mind is the only option you have. To take off your life. Ujiue.
Yeah.
Because suicide ile hali unakuwa like, so nakuwa hapa nikifanya nini? Afadhali nijiue. Unaona?
You check around country, many people are dying because of what? Depression. You see? And after depression, someone can think that, in this world I can't survive very step to be who I can be right now. Yeah.
Well, guys, if you are joining us, kindly take 1 minute to subscribe to Romi TV Africa. You can reach out to my social media handles at CLOVINCE_KE. That's on Instagram, on Twitter, as well in the comments. And what do you think about suicide? What do you think about depression? It's something that really affects us youth currently. Talking for myself before I go. I'm the guest in studio. Depression is something really in here. But before we continue, guys, I want to give my brother to the far end of my right to tell us about what he thinks about depression and suicide.
Yes, thank you. Now, let me maybe talk in the view from, when I look at youth in Kenya, okay, for me, I'm a teacher by profession, and I interact with this youth. and the youth age, let's say from 12 to 17 years, we have a certain percentage of the youths that undergo, you may see a kid maybe is in primary school, but this kid has depression. It's not just a youth from 20 years who can be depressed because of a job or what. We have other, some part or some challenges that learners go through, or the youths go through, and sometimes if they continue like that, you will find that this depression or stress has affected them in one way or the other. And depression is actually one of the mental problem that has affected a lot of youth. And if we check on there are various issues that can cause depression, of which I don't know whether it will be possible for me to discuss them now, but if we touch on them, then we'll discuss later.
Yeah.
For example, in youths, youths nowadays engage in various relationships, and when maybe the relationship breaks up, and so you'll find this youth, a boy or a lady, or a gentleman or a lady is depressed, or disappointed in life. And in this case, sometimes we hear cases of people killing one another because of stress, people committing suicide, killing themselves, and all that. And then we have issues like marital conflict at home. Maybe the families have issues here and there. One is depressed, and at the end of the day, people will end up being stressed and having mental issues. And the other thing, for example, if we are talking of youths in the schools, you'll find maybe a certain, for example, your friend, assume you are a student, these young kids, as they interact, there's a bond that they form. So if one transfers, maybe goes to another school, you are left here, this child will be depressed. And this will lead to poor performance, concentration, and all that. So actually, we look into that. As for now, I'll just leave at that point because it's just an introduction part. But at long last, we have solutions to this depression. As we continue to discuss, we'll discuss more about that.
Thank you very much, brother, for letting us know the causes mostly that affect our youth and enable us or lead us to these. That get us mostly into depression. Because, as per my understanding, I understand that one will get in the mentally the suicide thought after going through depression or after going through something. So, thank you very much for letting us know of some of the causes of depression in youth. So back to you, what do you think, or as per your observation, as per your thought, what do you think are the causes of this depression and the conflict on us youths?
Okay, what I can say from my own perspective is that depression in youths, it's a real thing, and we have seen, and from the statistic point of view, we have seen that so many youths are undergoing this what we are discussing, depression, and untreated depression is what now causes suicide. When you go through a depression in a certain point in time without seeking help, you reach a point where now you commit suicide. And from my point of view, I think depression, what causes depression, there are various factors. One, I can say that depression can be caused by self-inflicted. Some of the things that can cause depression are self-inflicted. Others come from your surrounding, your environment, and others maybe the circumstances that you found yourself in. And especially when you go through the youths, there are different categories of youth. There are the teenagers, which are part of the youths. They undergo a certain form of depression. And then there is the older part, which let's say from 18 years to 20s or the late 20s, they also undergo a very serious depression based on the circumstances. And then I think I'll leave here from the point of the introduction, and we'll discuss further.
Thank you very much for that. And I think with this, before we continue, I think we've get to a point whereby we've come to realize the effects or what causes mostly depression. So right now, guys, we are going to take a short break, a brief short break. We want to just take a short break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned if you are joining us for the first time, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell below there.
All right, welcome once again to this month's show on What is Your Story with Dr. Robert. Also, remember, once again, we are back. This is a program that happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. only at Romi TV Africa at Dr. Robert Osoro.
Yes. So my brother, so you say that you had started this.
Ulipiga ikaenda kwa wrong number.
Yeah.
Okay, now after looking at these effects or what causes all these depression and suicides, because before we rush to suicides, we must start from the word depression. So let's try to look or tujaribu kuona hizi depressions. Nini huleta hizi depression kati yetu? Because currently, as we are talking right now, a lot of people are going through a lot in their life. A lot of people are in silent but dying in depression. And there are several cases of these cases going on, and we can't deny that there are not these cases. You'll meet me out there, utaniona nacheka and useme au kijana ko sawa. And inwards, I'll be giving you the fake smile out, and inward I know I'm deeply not okay. So we want us to go through this one specific, or I want us to try to check on this one specific. Maybe let me say something that has always been there. Let's begin by this one called finance. Finance is a challenge on youth. When we talk of finance, I know it's all big thing, but to be specific, youth have a lot in their mind or a lot big plans they need of achieving, but the financial part of it really depresses us, or really doesn't give us food. It's a really true thing, and something affecting both men and ladies, youth and even past youth age. So let's talk about finance. How do you think youth can go beyond this finance issue, or what do you think youth can do in this finance issue? Because it's really giving us a hard time or a big, huge time out here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So if you look at the financial part of it, you see, if you check the youths outside there, they are educated. Someone has a degree. He has dropped the CVs all over the various institutions, but after waiting for long, and there is no employment. So actually, and if you look at this youth, he has a lot of things. He wants to be a big person, and yet he doesn't have a job. At the same time, this person wants to move on with life. At the same time, there's no finance. But what I can just say on this issue is all of us are talented in various ways, and maybe the only thing we need to do is for us to be self-driven and be creative in various issues or aspects. It's good that as youth we try everything. You may not realize actually your talent or what you can do best if not tried. So you try. If it's business, you can do well in business. I've seen youths outside here selling eggs with a trolley walking around. So like that trolley and selling eggs, actually the capital is very low. So someone can think of it, not looking down at, I have a degree, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Some people have gone through, they have degrees, but they are doing, that is to raise maybe a capital that they can use to start something. So in the financial issue, I'll encourage the youths outside there, creative, come up with some business ideas and start off. It's not a must that you are maybe by a company, you are working in an office. Actually, people are earning a lot through.
On being creative, before we leave that point, you've said most youths to be creative out there. We have several youth out there who are creative. They have come up with different ideas of ways to make money. But now the challenge comes up by you can't find finance to bring up your creativity or to make your creativity live. What does this person have to do? Because I have several friends who tell me, oh, CLOVINCE, you can do this. I have this idea. But now the challenge is finance. Where can I get finance to do all this?
Yeah, and that's why I said, you can do anything. Okay, like myself. There's a time I was broke. Actually, like broke. I don't have money, and I have to be there. You have to eat, and at the same time, you have maybe the younger ones looking up to you, right? So I have done Mjengo to earn a living. So it's not good that you are focused on maybe big finance. That Mjengo that someone can go and work can earn a little earning. This earning you save maybe 300, 200, the one that you get. With the time, you'll just find yourself having something that you can start maybe a business with. So let's not despise the kind of work that you can do to raise maybe capital and all that. People have started from a very humble beginning and they have made it. Sure. Yes. So I just want to encourage them that they don't have to wait until they get, I mean, if for example, if you want to start a business like electronics, so it's not compulsory that you get finance, that you can start with the electronics. You start from there and then you come up slowly. Yes.
So we still believe and we still have several people started from zero, like our fifth president. In this situation, what do you think and how can we handle it as per your perspective?
Okay, when it comes to the financial part of one of the causes of depression in youths, actually it is the major cause in the upper limits of the youths, because most of the youths that fall in depression under financial situations are people who have come out of school. They are really trying hard to look for employment. There is no employment, and they reach to a point where they get so much depressed to the point of they start seeing as if life has come to an end. And what I can encourage to those youths, because for example myself, let me just give you an example of myself so that maybe someone can learn out of my own experience. I've been in that situation. I came out of campus, I've graduated, and 6 months down the line, I'm here to find unemployment. So I started worrying, like, what am I supposed to do now? Because I get confused, because at the point, you start seeing as if now your life is slowing down. And the problem that we face, we start comparing ourselves with the people who have already made it. Exactly. And now that even increases the level of depression. But what we need to learn from that point is that One, we need to be patient. We need to be patient because I believe that there's a point whereby each and every person life gets a breakthrough. And in terms of financially, which is the key factor in the society for survival, youths really need to be open-minded. They really need to be open-minded because most of us, we fix our life into one direction, and now if that direction fails, if it doesn't work out, that's the end of you. So we need to be open-minded, knowing that there are different channels which can generate income, and especially these to the graduates, because most of the graduates are the one who totally depend on one line of employment. Because someone who has not gone to school becomes more advantageous because he's trying a lot of things to make it. But for us who have come out of school, we have been programmed in such a way that it's only employment that can make us survive in our society. So we need to be open-minded, and open-mindedness comes from you need to read, you need to do research, you need to go out there, you need to interact, you need to join yourself with other youth programs, like in different avenues, maybe in the society, maybe in the church, in different sectors. Maybe there are different groups of youths that really can help you broaden your mind and your mentality towards the issue of financial, towards the issue of no financial problem. Yeah, that's what I can say in the financial part.
Thank you very much. And the point you've said of being open-minded, it's more of being creative. And I think the fact of we are still dwelling on the being creative part, it's a very crucial issue on us youth.
Yeah.
And someone who is open-minded out there, someone who is very creative, someone who will not go there and sit and relax and be like, I'm waiting for tomorrow to see what it will bring for me. I think those are the people who are very, very influential out there, and they find it easy to handle situations or the depression part of it. Like, for example, you're talking about the graduates. I've seen many graduates from degrees, but they are riding bikes out here. They are finding a way to get life. They are riders, actually. Most of them currently have Ubers. They do the taxis, because there's limit of work in our country, and we can't deny the fact that not let's say for this instance, the godfathers who maybe got positions before us. You know, if you are from a family whereby you got someone who was once a while ahead of the institutions or ahead in the government, you may not have had time to find work, but you are a nobody. You see, currently in Kenya we are being told of this nobody issue. Nobody knows you. You are from zero and you get job. You know, very few people get these opportunities. Yeah. So I think the main part here is being open-minded. So to my brother here, I think it's you, and you are going to tell us about your finance, or what you think about this, and how we can go about it.
Okay, to go about depression, first of all, you have to check who are you, what you can do.
That's on finance.
Okay, on finance.
Yeah.
On finance, what you can do is, naweza fanya nini leo and even tomorrow. You see, many people, many youth out there, they say, I can't do this, I can't do this. Usichague. Do anything that you can do so that you can get something small to start, even business. Yeah.
So for you, it's about doing anything you can do to get income. You don't have to say lazima uchague, acha nifanye hii, acha nifanye hii.
True.
Go for anything you can do. Go for something you find opportunity to,
yeah,
and get your cash, go home.
True.
as youth even before we get kids. Because first, literally, how literally my kids go through, if it's leading through this, how so
Yeah.
I think we're in a century and we're in a time where we need to learn a lot of things. But most of us, the problem, we are very, very grounded. We watch people sitting out there, we are landed to social media, we are I think it's the best time. So we're going to the next thing. We talk about relationships and what's the media about? Perfection. And you can learn it. Unapenda mtu akisema or these introduced things currently like wrong people. So I think that situation whereby someone you don't do this and like you really like things that happen. But something you see how is this end? Then at the end of the day you find that one person is cheating or both people are cheating. But in most of cases it's one person. So the other person now that is with it's a really situation for people. So what do you think relationship maybe people and some of us
Okay. For me, in the issues of relationships, how they can bring about depression. Okay, one thing is maybe some things are not meant to be. That's if you understand that from the just from the word go, then you will not be involved yourself in this kind of stress. First, in relationships, as youths deal with relationships, one thing they need to do is have understanding to one another, be open. If there is any issue between them, they can discuss. Man is to err, so you cannot expect yourself to have an angel outside there. So they make mistakes here and there. So the only thing that they can do is they open up to one another, because if they claim they love one another, then the only thing they can do is to open up if there's a problem. And maybe if they break up, maybe something has come up, and they need to understand that some things they're meant to happen, some are not meant. So maybe God is preventing you from maybe a danger, maybe that something that bad that would have happened. So we need to accept if something happens. Sometimes I understand it's very painful, but we need to acceptance here in a relationship to avoid this depression. That's the main thing that we need to do for us to avoid depression up to the end of maybe killing yourself. Yeah.
Sure, thank you very much for that. How about my brother? What do you think about relationship and depression as it concerned?
Okay, about relationship. Relationship is to open up. If you love someone or someone loves you, you have to open up and say this and this, I love you, and show up what you can do to her or to him. Yeah.
Though several people have always opened up and they still end up cheating, but it's okay. Hope someone watching out there, if you're not opening up in your relationships, or if you are doing all this in silence, kindly, if there's a problem, I think our point is only one here. If there's a problem, let's open up and solve it before it gets worse. Because you'll get someone cheating on you because maybe even something you didn't realize you did, but to the other side, it's really realistic to them and they feel this should not happen, and for that they end up cheating. To my brother, what do you think about these relationships and depression? What do you think? What's your take on it?
Okay, my personal point of view of relationship with regards to depression is, one thing is that youths need to understand that a relationship is a commitment, and a relationship is something that you need to be mentally prepared for it. So the depression kicks in when you find yourself in a relationship, but you are not mentally prepared for it because you don't understand the aspects of relationship. And another thing about relationship is that relationship needs counseling, because relationship is time consuming. Relationship will drain your energy, because now you are dealing with two people, and you need to be able to accommodate your partner into now your life. Now relationship needs counseling, and which is most of us youth, we lack counseling in terms of relationship. We just find ourselves in a relationship, and when it goes haywire, we get into a very serious point of depression and heartbreaks, especially heartbreaks, which now leads to depression. Another thing about relationship is that relationship needs to be, let me talk about early marriages. Early marriages in terms of relationship is also a very big cause of depression, because most of the youths, you find a lady or you find a guy, he or she entertains you, and you rush the process, and you find yourself in marriages. But now when you enter into that point of marriage, it's now when you start facing now the life of marriage, and you are not mentally prepared for it. So it doesn't work out, and some of the outcomes of that is depression, and some of them even fall into a very serious point of even committing suicide. Yeah, so relationship in a nutshell is about commitment, seeking counseling, being mentally prepared for it, and knowing the right time to go into a relationship.
Guys, if you're watching this, you tell us what you think. What do you think? First, we started by discussing the point of financial issues, and we are now into the part of relationships. What do you think about all this? But to my point, what I can tell a brother or a sister out there is, a relationship is not about what we currently think of. In our century where we live in, we think a relationship is all about sex. It's more than this, we think. It's more than sex. Apart from sex, what else will you be able to do there? It's not about someone is beautiful. I walk out in the street, I meet a beautiful lady. Apart from beauty, apart from me being cute or handsome, what else is behind me? Will you take your time to know me deep? Will you take your time to know who is this person I'm meeting here, and I feel like I should love them? So to me, I think relationship, it's more than what we take it, and we should take our time before getting into a relationship. It's more than sex. I normally tell my friends, you can have people do have sex. You can have sex with anyone, even people you don't love. But getting into a relationship with someone because of what you see ain't enough for it. So let's take our time. Let's not rush things. Get into a relationship with the right person at the right time, if you're mentally prepared as you've been told. And this opportunity only comes once. It can ruin your life, and it can even lead to suicide, as we've said here. So we are going to take a short break. If you are joining us, kindly subscribe and tell us what you think in the comment section.
Alright, welcome once again to Testimony Show on What is Your Story with Dr. Robert. Also remember, once again, we are back. This is a program that happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. only at Romi TV Africa at Dr.Robert. Also.
So my brother, so you say that you had started this.
Ulipiga ikaenda kwa wrong number.
Yeah.
Alright, welcome once again to Testimony Show on What is Your Story with Dr. Robert. Also remember, once again, we are back. This is a program that happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. only at Romi TV Africa at Dr. Robert. Also.
So my brother, so you say that you had started this.
Ulipiga ikaenda kwa wrong number.
Yeah.
you are assuming right now that is not the thing you may have, it may grow big to affect your life. So what I'm telling us, let's take mental issues very serious. I normally say that the most important thing is good diet and good mental health. That is, you are mentally good, you don't have issues. So in studio with my guest and my friends, we are going to talk about, we've talked about finance, we've talked about relationships, on depression and suicides. And right now we are joined in studio with one of the gospel artists. We know most of people, or most of the artists, or most of the people in the public, the public or the social media out there, we go through a lot of depression. Once you are out in the public, everybody will believe you are someone very big, you should have money. Brother, and thank you for joining us. We've been talking about depression, suicides. So we want to start with you in this point of, for your case, you are an artist. We have several artists, we have several comedians. Anybody who have been into that public figure site or into the social life, someone out there people have been into. We are sure that you've been going through a lot. So what are some of the issues, or what are some of the things that really depressed most of the artists? Or a point you feel like, oh, I should not have this anymore, I should leave it at this point? Or what are some of the things that makes you feel like it's really, really hitting your spirit of moving on? Kindly share with us and introduce yourself to our fans.
Okay, first of all, my name is Bless B. Mwana wa Mungu. I'm a gospel minister. I minister through songs. Answering your question, my brother, industry, I can say like that. In music industry, there are some people. There are some people, they can come out. They don't know. For example, wanatokea tu, mse anakuja anaimba, but for that singing, maybe he wants fame. Alafu I'm disappointed. So for one of the reason, inaweza kuwa hivi, whereby ametokea anajua I'm good in this, but akifika pale anadisappointiwa. So akisha disappointiwa, hiyo mentality ya kusonga mbele tena inakuwa dimanga. So ikisha kuwa hivyo, anaanza kufikiria vitu zingine. So I can say that na pia tena kwa muziki, unajua once umetokea tu, si hatutatokea tu na ujulikane. So it can be also a challenge, because msee anaweza tokea, ametokea tu, but anataka ajulikane at once, whereby it's not possible. Yeah.
So how about this point, umejulikana, people believe this is a great man, people believe wanakuona, unajua umedunga look yako hapo safi, maybe hiyo tu ni sweat yako haijatokea na hiki tunajaribu kufanya ama hiyo sanii, but the other point, someone watching you out there will be like, oh, this guy sikuiza ameanza kupiga look bana, huyu jamaa kuna pesa, but kwa ground vitu ni different. How do you feel this situation and how does it affect you?
Okay, hiyo situation ya as venye umesema, kitu ya kwanza, kwa ground vitu ni different. So ukiwa kwa mtandao unang'ara, unaona, unapata msee hataki kuchoma picha, in youth tunasema hivyo, kuchoma picha, unaona. So msee hataki kuchoma picha, but ikifika ni kimfuko, maybe ako chini, unaona. So hiyo inakuwa tena inaleta issue nyingine, whereby si umshanijua, natajika kila mahali, but bado haijanilipa, unaona. Yeah, so ni hivyo. Unaweza kuwa mnanijua kila mahali, but ikifika upande ya mfuko bado haijaanza kulipa. So maybe napiga haso luku chini ndio nipate kiasi, alafu tena ile kuchoma picha, natokea nimetafuta kadhaa 5 hivi, naingia pale natafuta 1 2 ndio nikitokea niko fit, but in really sense venye napitia huku chini huwezi jua. So pia hiyo inachangia sana, cause maybe ameshajulikana lakini bado yeah.
Point tulisikia watu wakiogopadi kupanda. Tumekuwa na stories mingi kama stories za kina, I don't know if mnamjua, but there's a story of this lady Manzi wa Kibira, alitokea kwa public figure. there's a point whereby ilikuwa issue hadi haezi panda mat juu ana pesa, but what she can afford is only kupanda mat kwenda tao. She doesn't have a vehicle to take her to her places she intends to go. But now you find a situation whereby people out there wanakuchukua kama mtu akona pesa. Ukipanda mat, mtaki kuona umepanda, umeingia tu kwa mat hivi, amechukua picha, oh manzi wa Kibera ako kwa gari. Ataona tu mtandaoni, ataona tu imefika huko juu eti manzi wa Kibera. Ataona everywhere, kila mtu ameona manzi wa Kibera nini? Amepanda matatu. So these are the things we are trying to imagine. How do you go about it? Because let's take this or this word. Let me use this word. It's not everyone who's a socialite who has money. Some are just social in the media, but if you come to their real life, it's not easy for them. And there are very, very many people out there. You've seen comedians, you've seen artists, you've seen several people. So what can you tell our fans who may be having this same belief that these people have money, or so long as umeapia huko, umechapa ngoma yako safi, umetokea, maybe collab yako ingine umetokea, you have money. What can you tell someone thinking of this same thing?
Okay, pia mimi upande wangu naweza sema first of all itategemea wewe unaingia kwa usanii kivipi. Unajua there are people wanaingia for money, kuna wengine wanaingia for passion, kuna wengine wanaingia kwa sababu iko ndani yao, and there are others that wanaingia kwa sababu they want to bless others. Ama kuna mse, for example, maybe mimi niko kwa situation fulani, but mimi nataka kuelimisha mse fulani pale. So whereby akipatana na challenges kama hizi ataziepuka, unaona? So tena pia hapo inachangia sana, inategemea mse amekuja kwa ground kama nani, anakuja kujisimamia kama nani. Okay, maybe amekuja kwa ground apate do, whereby inampiga chini. Whereby mwingine amekuja apate fame, unacheki, bado inampiga chini. But kuna ule mse ametokea anataka kubless mtu fulani, unaona? Amepitia situation fulani hapo chini, so hataki mse mwingine apitie kitu kama hiyo, unaona? So anatoka na song, So akishatoka na hiyo song itabless mtu. So it's not a must upate do kwa muziki, unaona? As long as for me usema as long as ina bless watu wawili, watu watatu, watu wawili wanapata neno, it is very better than nini kupata hiyo do, unaona? Yeah.
Get you. Guys, this is still Romi. We are in youth table. In today's youth table, as you can see, we are very cute men with the bright features here. Sikujikula, but that's the truth. And we are trying to figure out this depression and suicide thing. It's something that really affects us, and we are trying to figure out how can we handle it and what really affects us. Back to you guys. So what do you think about this? I know most of us, we've not been into this social life, or we've not been maybe socialites to say so, but at a point tumeona hizi zikiendelea mtandaoni, tumeona hizi vitu. So what can we tell to our brothers or our young artists who are coming up and they have all this pressure? Venye amesema, it depends with how you are getting into the industry. Kuna watu wanaingia kutafuta pesa, kuna watu wanaingia kutafuta fame, kuna watu wanaingia kufanya their passion, what they believe they are and what they believe they can do, right? Yeah. So what can you tell someone, a young guy there, because there are several young people who are growing to be socialites. I'm very, very sure several people are eager into the socialites we have in our community. So let's talk to these young people. Let's start with him. He tell us what he thinks about this, and as we continue.
From my point of view, I think in the music industry, the public is a major cause of this problem to the artists, because the public have that mentality that once they see on TV wanakonklude kama uko na do, na hiyo kitu sasa ikiingia wasanii unapata hiyo peer pressure na depression ndio ina kick off, kwa sababu wanashindwa kumanage hiyo notion ya public towards them ya kwamba ati wameonekana kwa TV na wana pesa. So the problem comes in, wasanii wanajaribu sasa kujiprove tu kujieka hiyo standard ya yenye public already mwaweka na awako. So in the means, that's where now the depression kicks in. So from the corrective point of view, I think young artists and those artists with the passion who want to venture into music industry as a career, they need to understand that music industry it's a very vigorous industry, because like nowadays you see there are so many artists, so the industry is somehow crowded, and it takes a lot for someone to just come out of spotlight from thousands of people. So I think tu Kenya naweza waambia tu ni patience na kuwork hard na ujue nini imekuleta pale kwa ile industry. Like just be focused with what has brought you into the industry, and do not focus so much on what people think or how people view you based on maybe they have seen you somewhere. Yeah, so just be yourself, live up to your standard. Don't try to prove to the public what they think about you, and that requires persistence, perseverance, and knowing umeendea nini kwa ile industry. So that was I can say towards our young people who are coming up in the music industry.
Okay, as for me, I can say that depression can cause something that you cannot survive with. Veneza sema unaona kama tuseme wasanii na pia mwenye ako na biashara. Unaweza kuwa unafungua biashara unataka igrow haraka, unaona? Na hiyo biashara haijakuwa. Unaanza kuwa na mawazo. Ukishakuwa na mawazo, labda mtu alikuwa anasema duka yako ni kubwa na imeenda chini. Usikufe moyo, wewe tia bidii, zidi tu kuleta vitu, zidi kufanya venye unafanya, angalau utokee.
Well, how about you, my brother?
Okay. Today in the morning, before I left, there's a musician, a lady musician, that was discussing in one of the channels. And as for her, she said, actually in the music industry, they are facing a lot of challenges. One of them is sometimes these DJs, the social media, sometimes they want bribe for them to play your music and for you to move on. But for her, she said she never gave anyone money to play the song. The only thing she did is she believed in herself, and she decided to play good music with good message to reach the people. Then, as she posted the music in the social media, YouTube, someone plays the song. If a person listens to the music, there's a message. This person will share the song to the next person. If it's a DJ out there who is looking for music to play for the audience, and this song has a message, this DJ will play the music without even paying anything. And so the only thing that you need to do is, it's not about the connection that you have, it's about the passion that is in you. So it's not something that you go for money. And some people think when they start singing, they'll be rich fast, which is not the case. People need money very fast. Like if like now people look at the big musicians, like the likes of Bahati, Will Paul, they have made it. So someone will start singing today, and maybe the next month this person want to make it, to drive, to go for, which is not the case. So things happen with time. So the only thing that you need to do is be patient. Things grow slowly, and with time, if you are patient, things will work out well. Let's not rush to make money, and let's focus on spreading the gospel. If it's about the gospel, God has set time for you to be rich, if you are to be rich. Yes.
I think the main point here is patience. As we can all learn, the main point here is being patient. So I think we need we need not to rush. It's the same way someone is telling you, don't rush. Same way we talked about the relationships and all that. Even the finance part of it. It will get to a point whereby you will get all these. So we youth, everything takes time. Even the big people we see, they have big houses. They are into big vehicles. It was a process. So maybe it's a process. And there's a guy who says, Steve, we all know Steve McLean. Steve once said he didn't wake up one day and found himself where he was, but it was a process. The first show he did paid him only around $100. And by then, Steve was staying in a vehicle. But you know, with their life compared to us, it's a different thing. Because you'll find someone in the US staying in a vehicle, having a vehicle and saying he doesn't, he's poor, he's suffering. But in Kenya, you'll be staying in your house, but you don't have a vehicle and you don't have anything to eat. So try to compare the situations. Someone's trying to tell you he's going through a lot when he's sleeping on the vehicle. He doesn't have a house, but he has a vehicle. And this vehicle is running day to evening. That means it uses fuel, and you can try to imagine the fuel prices. So all this, but it depends on the region where you are. With them, they are developed, but where we are in third world countries, or the growing countries. So we can't blame our forefathers or our country for that. But now the main thing, guys, is being focused and being patient. As we are coming to the last part of our show, I want us to talk about how can we get, I know there are several things you've not captured about what may lead us into depression, but how can we handle these issues? We've talked about 3 things. First, we talked about finance, which is the main thing. The second one as well is the main thing affecting us today, that is the issue of relationships. And the third one, we've talked about getting into the social life. We've talked about the artist at large and the social life, getting into this social life. So how can we get out of these all these challenges we are getting through, and how can we handle them? I'll start with you, my brother, who's have the mic. So just tell us, how do you think, how can we handle these situations as youths?
Now, thank you. The only thing that we can do, there are various things that we can do for us to be out of, to avoid stress or depression, depending on the challenges that we are going through. But one, for me, the main thing I think for you to do to avoid this depression is you share the issues with someone. Everybody, I know each one of us has someone that you trust so much, that you trust, you share most of the things. So if you have an issue, try to share with someone that you trust. When you share, that thing inside you goes, it moves, and you will find yourself coming down. Maybe this person will tell you maybe one or 2 things, and these things will make you change your mind. So this thing, so you will avoid a lot of stress in you when you share. That's the main one. The other one is for us to avoid stress, we have to lower our expectations. Some of us set very high expectations. Like now I've said, when you were talking about music, people said, like in the next, if I start singing today, in the next 2 months, I'm rich. But in the next 2 months, you have made nothing. Instead of making money, you are losing. So we lower our expectations. Let's be patient and let's be open when we have issues. And I think we are going to manage stress, in simple terms. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. So how about you, my brother? How do you think we can handle all these issues we've talked about, and even if you left something kama tukuguza kitu pale nyuma, kwa hizo vitu tatu tumeongelelea, how can we go through all this? Talk to our youth watching and maybe someone going through the same.
Okay, to my youth outside there, ningependa kuambia kitu ya kwanza naangalia counseling. If you have any problem, tell someone to help you, because if you don't tell someone, itakuumiza sana. Yeah.
Thank you.
Main point is counseling.
That's therapy. We should attend more therapies as we can. Someone out there is wondering what's a therapy. We'll explain that before the end. Thank you very much for that. So
thank you.
Or you can explain to them what that means, because someone will be like, I've been having, there's a guy I heard saying, I've been only thinking therapy is for people who are sick, people who are mentally ill, or people who are just very, very sick. They didn't know about therapy. But to be honest, therapy helps. It really helps. And counseling, given there, it really cures. mentality, you'll get there when you're okay, and at least you'll get an improvement. Get a therapy next to you and heal. That's your point. Thank you very much. So to you, my brother, tell us what you think about all these as we are coming to the end.
So the remedy towards the depression that is affecting youths, which leads sometimes to suicide, one I can say is that youths we as youths, we need to join youth mentorship programs. That will really help us, so that we need to understand that some of the things that we are going through, we are not alone. There are so many people, there are others who are going through the same thing that we are going through. So when we come together in those youth mentorship programs, we share and we loosen our burdens towards what has been eating us. The next thing is that we as youth, we also need to learn various skills in life. Learn as many skills as possible, because when you are a youth, it is the only opportunity that you have to learn various skills in life, and you'll find that one of the skills that will lead you to a success in life. Another thing is that youth also need to focus on your talent. If you know you can do something, focus on it, work on it, and because a talent is something that you enjoy doing, and so by enjoying doing, you keep your mind out of so many other irrelevant things that can lead you to into depression. And also, lastly, I can say is that we need to find good hobbies as youths, so that we can avoid most of alone time, because when you are alone, most of the time you will start thinking about the problems that you have. So find a hobby which is a creative one, and it will really help build your life as a youth. That's what I can say.
Thank you very much. Actually, the points you've mentioned, I think all our fans have get it. Being creative, getting good hobbies, and there are two main points there. Once you are idle, that's the all cause. You start thinking a lot of very, very many things. So once you keep yourself busy, I think hobbies are only done during free times. So hobby is the main thing to keep yourself at least committed, to keep off things burning out. Thank you very much, brother. Back to you, brother. So what do you tell our fans and our viewers out there on all these conversations we've had?
So for me, first thing I can say is the first point I can say is to believe in yourself. So this point naweza ifafanua nikisemaje, you have to believe in yourself. Usingoje msee akuambie, just jitume wewe mwenyewe ujiamini, cause uko nje kuna msee yani kuna ule msee anaweza sikiza neno yako na imbariki. So first thing ni believe in yourself. Alafu second thing for me naweza sema ni never give up. Usiaikata tamaa, even things, hata vitu zikuwa tough aje, just we pray na kila kitu itakuwa poa. Unaona? So never give up, yani in any situation, because God hawezi kupea ile situation yenyewe itaza kulemea. Unaona? God akikupea kitu anajua nikipea, for example nikipea Bless B hii kitu atapambana nayo. Unaona? Hawezi kupea ile kitu yenyewe inaweza kuovercome. Unaona? Alafu third thing mimi naweza sema ni pia sisi vijana, first of all, si vijana ni yani sisi we are very easy kufanya kitu, so shetani anatutumia sana kufanya kitu, because we are yani damu yetu nakimbia sana. Unaona? So hiyo tu ya tatu naweza sema ni kuomba, mostly pray, be prayerful sana, because hiyo inaweza kuwa the key ya hii kitu. Yeah,
thank you very much. Prayer, actually we've all talked, but we've not mentioned prayer. Prayer heals, and prayer is even more important than therapy we are talking about, right? Yeah, so I think prayer is the main thing here. Then to me, what I can say about depression and all these, first, speak out. Find someone you speak out. Not, we can't all talk about it, we can't all reveal everything you're going through to anyone out there, but at least there's this one person you can share with a lot of things happening in your life. So to my fellow youth out there, to our viewers, speaking will help. Living in denial can't really solve our issue. So I'll consist and I'll always say this: speak out and don't live in denial. Another thing I can say is, as our brothers said here about our expectations, it's something that really, really hinders us. If you are living in a bed sitter, or you are staying in a single room, and that's what you can afford by that time, don't feel ashamed of yourself. That's a starting point. Everyone started from somewhere. Don't feel like, oh, I stay, mi naishi hapa, wengine. Don't compare yourself with anyone else. Just start at a point where God has given you opportunities to start from, remembering that there is someone who started somewhere worse where than you are starting from. So, believing in yourself, trusting the process, not just sitting there and trusting it. Being there, waking up in the morning, going out to look for something you can do will help you. Not just sitting there waiting for job. Toka kwa nyumba and utafute kazi. It will really help. And believe in yourself, not to lower your self-esteem. Going out there, you meet someone ameua luku, then you be like, oh, mi ona venye kiatungi inakaa, ya amechapa hii luku inakaa hivi. Self-esteem is the beginning of everything. Believe in yourself, as you said. Otherwise, I'm really, really happy to have you guys. And as we are coming to the end of the show, we'll start from him coming this way. Just tell us, our fans, where they can find you, where they can get you, and tell them the last word as you are ending the show.
Okay, in social media utanipata pale YouTube ata BlessB mwana wa Mungu. Pale TikTok utanipata BlessB 201. Alafu pale Facebook utanipata ata BlessB mwana wa Mungu. Alafu the thing is that ni tujiamini. Let's believe in ourselves na tukue prayerful sana, cause kuomba inasaidia sana. Yeah.
So party shot towards our conversation is my name is Biden Mwangi, and it's been an honor to be invited here, and I hope all of us have learned something. And if we do what we have discussed, I believe that most of our viewers, if you're going through this, you'll have an easy time tackling whatever you're going through. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram najulikana kama Vinma Mteule. Please go there, follow, like, subscribe and share each and everything that you can see there.
As I said earlier, my name is Teacher Baraza. So I have a Facebook page, Teacher Baraza, and then YouTube, Teacher Baraza. You write Teacher Baraza in full. I usually post, there are some lessons there that I usually do. For you to get the lessons for at primary level and practicals and everything, you just go to and search Teacher Baraza. You get to learn from at your comfort. Facebook, I've said it's Teacher Baraza, the page. Then Honorable Baraza at Facebook, just an account. Thank you so much for joining us on this topic. We'll see you soon. Be free to communicate anytime through maybe the social media that we've provided. Thank you for joining us in Romi TV Africa. Thank you.
It's all pleasure, guys, having you, and I'm very, very much pleased to have you here today. Guys, this has been your host, CLOVINCE. As I always tell you, it's not end until we come to the end of it, and it will not always be the end, because we still have many more shows to bring to you. This is just a start, and it's a beginning. I know there are several youths out there who are willing to be in this platform where we are now, but try to reach out to me in Instagram, CLOVINCE_KE, Twitter, CLOVINCE, and I think that's all you can have. You can reach me out to me there, and like whatever you say is interesting and educative there. Tell me what you like us to bring to you next in our next show. That is every Sunday from 3 p.m. We'll be live here at Romi TV Africa. Guys, thank you very much for creating this opportunity to come. And it has been a great show together. Looking forward to having you in the next show we are going to have. So if you have not subscribed to Romi TV Africa, kindly subscribe. The red button will be down there. And don't forget to click the button so that whenever Romi TV uploads a video, Whenever we go live, you will not miss anything from us. It has been a pleasure, but remember to speak out. Don't live in denial. It's life and it's given once. It has been a pleasure, and till next time, guys. Bye for now. Bye.
Alright, welcome once again to this month's show on What is Your Story with Dr. Robert. Also remember, once again, we are back. This is a program that happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. only at Romi TV Africa at Dr. Robert Osoro.
So my brother, so you say that you had started this.
Ulipiga ikaenda kwa wrong number.
Yeah.